expressed on this program are the views of the host and guests and not necessarily those of KTLV radio station. Any products endorsed on this program do not represent an endorsement by KTLV radio, its staff, or management.
Good morning, Oklahoma City, and welcome to the Clara Luper Show. In a moment, your host, Clara Luper.
Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you, wherever you are. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today is a special show. It's a show that you will remember as long as you live because of the fact that today is your day. Well, this has been an exciting week, and I would like to start off by congratulating all of you. Calvin has interfered with my flowers. I got to give me my flowers while I live. I'm telling you, I have roses, pink roses. Oh, Calvin, you couldn't have thought that. You couldn't have thought that. Today's program is being brought to you by Marilyn Hildreth, your Allstate insurance agent. You can get in contact with her by calling 843-0811. Marilyn wants to be your Allstate agent. She wants to be your agent. She will insure your home, your automobile, your boat, your life. See Marilyn. Call her at 843-0811. When we think of barbershops, but let's think of Robert Gates at 2609 North Martin Luther King, and they already open for your convenience. Robert Gates at 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Johnson Shardinas is located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. Do you want your child to be somewhere where it's safe? Do you want your child to be somewhere where your child can become involved in a learning experience? Then I say go to Johnson Shardinas, 424-4656. That's Johnson Shardinas, 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. When you go in hometown grocers today, look for the bargains. And they have some bargains all at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oh, it's time to fall in love. If you're already in love, prove it by sending flowers. And when you think of flowers, think of Black's Flower Shop, located at 8485 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 424-5715. Now, you've been telling your wife how much you love her. Prove it. Send her some flowers. You've been telling your girlfriend how much you love her. Send her some flowers. You love your pastor's wife. Send her some flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. All from Blacks at 8485 Northeast 23rd Street. We love the arrangements because Mrs. Pollard knows her job and she does it so well that no one can do it better. This is Clara Luper. Today's program is going to be very different because you are listening, and many of you have never listened to the program before, and you will be listening today to the Clara Luper Radio Show. And this is Black History Month. I would like to thank all of you that have given me the opportunity to speak. And I can speak because I'm a professional black person. I got my degree as a black baby. That's a baby degree. As a teenager, I got a degree as a black teenager. As an adult, I got my degree as a black adult. Now, if that's not blackness, I don't know what you mean by blackness. I will be speaking at Faith Memorial Church on February the 16th. I will be in Tulsa on February the 17th. I will be at Sonic on February the 18th. I will be at OSU. I will be at Santa Fe High School. I will be in Enid, Oklahoma. Yes, I will be speaking because I'm a professional black person. I have my degree in blackology. This is Clara Luper, and wherever you are and what you do, don't miss our program today. The AKAs are going to do something that's really close to my heart because on February 20th, I want you to join the AKAs at St. John's Missionary Baptist Church. Now, at that time, according to Mrs. Barbara Potts, the chairperson, there will be a Negro spiritual festival at 4 p.m. Now, I'm expecting Mrs. Potts to call me today at 4 p.m. at St. John's Missionary Baptist Church. The AKAs have been doing this for the past 9 years, and this is the 9th annual Negro Spiritual Festival. Ms. Potts will call and tell me some of the people that will be participating, but I want you to be there. It's nothing like the Negro Spirituals. Explain to me how people that couldn't read or couldn't write wrote the Negro Spirituals. Explain it. You're smart. Well, last night, Mr. J.R. Hayes, one of the NACP NACP, yes, he's an NACP member, but one of Miss Black's former escorts and now on the staff with Miss Black, Oklahoma, entertained the Miss Black, Oklahoma staff at the Sheridan Hotel, and that was an entertainment that we really enjoyed. Yes, it's Miss Black, Oklahoma time. And Monday will be the deadline to sign up for the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant. We have some of the most beautiful young ladies that you have ever seen that are participating in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And I should tell you that we are doing extremely well because this year's pageant will be the best pageant you will ever see. It will be so good until you say, oh, I just wish it would last forever. But don't worry about it because you will have the opportunity to participate. Now, the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant will be held at the Bricktown Central Plaza Hotel on March 5th. The state pageant will be June the 17th through the 17th through the 25th. Now, we already have Miss Black Moore, Miss Black UCO, Miss Black Muskogee, and that Muskogee pageant was out of sight. They had 8 beautiful contestants, 14 pages, 20 escorts. It was a pageant that was put together like you have never seen a pageant put together before. Miss Black Clinton, Miss Black Oklahoma University, Miss Black Cameron University. Incidentally, Miss Black Cameron University is from one of the islands, St. Kitts. And those of you that know you are beautiful and you know your children are beautiful, get them in a program. Now, I better confess, I'm hard to work with. I am hard to work with, and if you don't want your children disciplined, don't put them in our program. This is Clara Luper, and I've told you now, so you don't have nothing to talk about because I've already told you. But the rewards are so great. Oh, if you could just look at the rewards of working, of being disciplined, and that's the main thing in life. Do you know anything about the race for your city council in Ward 7? What do you know about it? How many of you can call me, and the telephone number is 672-11220, and name 6 candidates that are running? If you do that, I will give you a prize today. I know there are 6 candidates that are running. Do you know anything about that? Are you keeping up with it? You're more concerned with national politics than you are local politics. I think everybody should realize that the people that's on the city council will be the people that will determine your fate in Oklahoma City. And Ward 7's race is going to be something. It's going to be something to behold. You, the most intelligent radio audience, will have the opportunity to decide who you want as your city council person. Is that clear enough? Do you know? You better know who's representing you because there's some important issues that are coming up, and these issues are so important to you. For example, do you want another city tax? What do you want? What do you want? That's all I want to know. What do you want? This is Clara Luper. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
You wanted the names of the people running for council?
Yes. Do you know them?
Willa Johnson, Olson Bendali, Christine Bird, Barry Gardner, Reginald Mitchell, Leonardo Smith.
You're so intelligent. Would you tell us your name?
Eugenia Zachary.
Eugenia Zachary, you're on the ball. Eugenia, I don't know what to say about you. Thank you so very kindly. But you will have the opportunity to hear from all of these people because at least 3 of them will be with me today. Calvin, you are all excited, and what are you excited about?
Mom, I'm excited because of the fact that this is a beautiful Saturday morning. This is the Saturday morning that you've been waiting on. I know that I have been, because of the fact that This is it. This is it. This is an opportunity that we will have because I know that we have the most intelligent listening audience in the world and that they're all listening to the Clara Luper radio show. And by now that they've called that friend, they've called that neighbor and told them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper radio show. We're going to be talking to some of these council persons, hopefully. We're going to be talking about some other things that'll be going on in our state, in our city. We have bragging rights on the Miss Black Oklahoma pageants, that Oklahoma City pageants, Miss Black Tulsa, Miss Black Muskogee, Miss Black Okmulgee coming up, Miss Black Ardmore, and all that because we are peaking for that opportunity for one lucky young lady to be selected as Miss Black Oklahoma. Oh, what an honor. And then the scholarships that will be available, but we'll tell you more about it. But my problem, Mama, are the flowers. Now, I celebrated my birthday February the 10th. Now, what are you doing getting flowers here?
Well, that's none of your business, Calvin. That's none of your business.
Well, call that friend. Call that neighbor. Invite them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show. Phone number out here, 672-1220. Ms. Zachary, you are a winner. We're going to make sure that you win something, that you get the prize that Mom will tell you about as we go through the show. Okay?
Thank you, Calvin. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for calling me this morning, reminding me what's in the morning's paper. Calvin, tell me about it.
Hold on, Mom. Let me get that paper. I can tell you about it, but I'd much rather show it to you.
Okay,
Want me to take the
Richard.
flowers out with me?
No, you don't touch my flowers. Don't touch my flowers. Give me my flowers where I live. My flowers are they are like opportunities. It gives me an opportunity to thank God for his goodness, to thank God for making flowers so beautiful. And once again, I'll tell you, you better get out to Black's Flower Shop. You know, it's been an interesting, exciting time to live. No other time has been as exciting as this time. And that means that God gives us the opportunity, the rare opportunity to do something during this time. And I am expecting the candidates to come out today, and I want you to listen very carefully. And if you have questions, you can always ask them questions. And be sure, don't go soft with them. Go tough on them. Give them tough questions. Make them give you tough answers. Calvin has been smiling all the morning. Calvin, tell me what you're smiling about.
I'm smiling because I'm happy, Mom. I'm smiling because I knew that at 9 o'clock this morning that we would be here at the radio station. I'm smiling because the Blue Room is all ready. I'm smiling because Lex is at work. I'm smiling because of the fact that as I read the morning paper, I saw an article.
What page?
What page? I saw an article, and it was on page 4A in the Daily Oklahoman, where there was an idea that was put forth during the Martin Luther King Day celebration where black leaders, black people, specifically Clara Luper mentioned the fact that, as you stand and you look around our great state capitol, you don't see anything honoring our black folk. We're there at the Historical Society. We got a black bell, but that's it. We look on top of the capitol. We have Indian there. We look outside there. We got flags from all over the world, the different countries that have had an effect on Oklahoma history. But Oklahoma history cannot be complete unless you understand the significance that we as a black race, we as Negroes, we as colored folk, the difference that we've made here in Oklahoma. But then in the paper on page 4A, they're talking about a statue for the state capitol. Now they had some suggestions on people to be on the statue, and they're talking about Edward McCabe, they're talking about G.I. Curran, they're talking about Mr. Hamlin, A.C. Hamlin, Inman E. Page, Roscoe Dungy, Edward Goodwin, F.D. Moon, Ada Lloyd Scipio Fisher, Dr. Ernest Holloway, and Clara Luper are some of the names that are mentioned in the paper. But, that's still open for suggestion. But my vote is already in.
What is your vote?
My vote is already in, Mom.
What is your vote, Calvin?
My vote is for a black woman who lived in Oklahoma City, born in Hoffman, moved to Oklahoma City.
Oh, you're just prejudiced.
Well, no, I'm not prejudiced. I'm just honest, and I'm right. I tell you, I better keep those flowers. I'm talking about a black woman that has done something not only for the people in Oklahoma City, but people in Tulsa, people in Muskogee, people in Idabel, a black woman who sacrificed her entire life, looked like, to make sure that things would be better. I'm talking about a black woman who went to Langston University and excelled at Langston.
What did Clara Luper say? Clara Luper
that's
say,
who I was
let
talking
the
about, was
people
Clara
decide
Luper.
who they want. And,
Okay.
and there were different ones that
Well-
suggested. For example, somebody, wait a minute, let's see what these leaders say. Now, according to the morning's paper, the president of the Oklahoma City branch of NACP, Roosevelt Milton, suggested who?
Well, Roosevelt Milton made a suggestion to the reporter. This is an article that Judy Robinson had written. The Roosevelt suggested A.C. Hamlin, who was the first black elected to the Oklahoma legislature in 1908. Brings to mind Attorney Melvin Porter, Vicenio Johnson, some more people. But then they are...
How about
they-
state representative did you make from Tulsa?
well, I can't pronounce his name, but he's from Tulsa, and he's worried about the rivalry. And there's always been that rivalry between those of us in
But he
Oklahoma City and
suggested
those in
Illinois
Tulsa.
Scipio.
Well, that's a good idea. Mrs. Scipio was great, and she did some fantastic things in that she did go to Oklahoma University. She did sit in the corner in the bars, or with bars surrounding her. She did make an important step. But then I go back to a young lady that I've been knowing.
Okay, Mike Shelton made a suggestion.
Oh, Lord, District 90, what is
He
that?
said he wanted, there were
Now
so
you-
many Americans that had bled and had died and fought.
Well,
and he said we should.
Since that election, Mom, Mike Shelton's suggestions, I'm sure like other members of the Democratic Party, especially Democratic legislature, and Democratic legislators, they know that he's in the room, but then they also realize that his suggestions generally don't play, and I think this is another example of that. And I have to speak especially to my friends out there in District 99. Boy, we're going to see how this year comes out. We're going to see how this session comes out. But then you decided, to have a young man in there that well, I'm not going to say that because
Okay,
I'm talking
he's
about
going to
the
make a
statute.
good one. He's going to make a good one.
Promises.
Okay.
Who was at the calling one time said that all you got to do with black folk is make promises and they'll believe anything you say, and that's a
Okay,
classic
yeah,
case in
okay.
District 99.
Okay, Calvin. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I would like to ask a question about the other statues that's out there at the Capitol. Are there a statue of a certain person?
What I would advise you to do is go out there and see, okay? Because I don't want to give nothing about statues. What do you think?
Okay, I'll go out there and see.
Well, what do you think? Who would you like to see? What kind of statue would you want?
Well, I mean, I was just saying, like, if it's an Indian statue, is it a statue of a certain person? If it's a white guy, is it a certain person?
But I want to know what you want.
Just put a black man out there.
A black man. Thank you so very much.
That's a good one.
Look, the men here say that's a good one. Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
This is Rosemary Walker, as she said.
As you see it, not as I see it.
As I see it.
Okay.
As I see it, you're talking about the statue suggestion?
Yes.
The person that changed the whole course of the city, as I see it, would be a statue of Clara Luper that started the city-in movement in Oklahoma City. It took quite a while, but it changed the course of the entire city. I think the statue should be a woman, Clara Luper.
Thank you. At least we'll get some different viewpoints. Let the people speak, and the people are going to speak. I saw you last night. Did you enjoy the party? Oh, she's gone. This is Clara Luper, and this is going to be quite interesting.
Well, I don't know. I'm wondering how you would feel if it was a statue made of you out there. And I know how modest you are at times, but I don't think that you would feel that good about having a statue there representing all the blacks in Oklahoma.
Calvin, Clara Luper has made her statement. Let the people speak. I'm not in a position to determine who should be out there. I was in a position to go out to the state capitol with my eyes open and look and see that there were no blacks out there represented. Because people can talk, but they've been in Oklahoma longer than I, in Oklahoma City, because I'm from Hoffman, Oklahoma, graduating from Grayson High School in Grayson, Oklahoma, and all these people have been in Oklahoma all these years, and they haven't had that idea. Well, anyway, you need an idea of who you're going to represent. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
this is your son.
Yes.
You can Palmer.
Yes, Mr. Palmer.
I called to recommend Clara Luper because she came from a long way. She and I came from the same neck of woods. She was from Hoffman, Oklahoma. I'm from Pierce, Oklahoma. And then I got here in Oklahoma City, and I met her. She was knocked down, drug out, spit on, sit on, through the movement for the black people. I think she should be the one statue of the Capitol.
Well, thank you so very kindly. Let the people speak. Let the people decide who they want to see at the state capitol. And let the people decide who they want to see as a council person. That's what I want to do. And today I have two handsome men out here who tell me they are running for the Oklahoma City Council in Ward 7. Now, you two are here. Tell me which one's going to tell me all about yourself first.
We'll
tell
let
me.
Mr. Bendally go first.
Mr. Bendalla. Okay, Mr. Bendalla, you have 3 minutes to tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm happy to introduce myself. I want to say to everybody out there that when you hear me on the campaign trail, I'll be talking about equity and progress. And what I want to see in Ward 7 is that the Northeast Quadrant progress along with the rest of Oklahoma City. And I'm an Oklahoma Cityan. You might say I'm an OK. You've heard of being Okies. Okies are those who are born and raised in Oklahoma. Well, I came to Oklahoma out of love for the university that I went to and the curriculum that I was to take in 1974 after 9 years in the military. And I stayed in reserves and retired in August of last year, matter of fact, 2004. And during the time from 1980 until now, I've been involved with the community activities of Oklahoma City, being a community activist, working along with the other progressive candidates, not candidates, but the politicians such as Opio Torre, Angela Munson, and others, while I'm here. So my campaign is about, again, I say 2 words, equity and progress. And I want you all to remember those 2 words associated with Will Osei Bandelli.
Okay, you have some more time. Talk on.
Oh, yes.
Use all your time.
Okay, and again, what I like to do, I want to go ahead on and point out some of the issues that I'm concerned with, and that I know that you all are also concerned with those issues. Again, getting to the economic development issue, economic revitalization of the Northeast Quadrant. We want more business ownership. We want more jobs, better paying jobs. We want actually living wage to support your family. And one thing about the economic development aspect, we want to put in place a self-sustaining economic system, and that requires business ownership. Now we want everyone in this system to be able to benefit, and the way it goes is each business support one another. If I'm a retailer, I want to buy from a supplier, a distributor, in the same location. Let's say in the Northeast Quadrant, for example, a supplier may want to buy from a manufacturer in Northeast Quadrant, and of course the employee who's working for any of these operations will be spending his money with these different retailers, and again, everybody will be putting their money into a financial system that's also established in this quadrant, and the money is returned to the community, and it's turned over several times in the community, and we're building the community economically and financially with that kind of system. And I hope that I can get a panel established in order to study this and see if this is a go. And the another issue is to support strong families, promote strong families. What do I mean by that? Well, in the African American community and in disadvantaged communities, you find that the male is absent from the home in the Oklahoma in American Oklahoma City, the percentage is really high for African Americans, above 60%. We have single families headed by females, families headed by single females, and well, we want to kind of promote and change that. We want to encourage the males to stay with the families, and also we want to make sure that he's paid enough on his job in order to be able to support his family, and so forth and so on. And we can study that issue and keep that going. When I'm as a city council person, Ward 7, we want to make existing opportunities accessible. Now, opportunities abounds everywhere. For example, with opportunity for business ownership, opportunities for jobs. However, if you're not prepared to own a business and operate a business and prepared to get involved with economic development and prepared to get a job, you won't get that job. The same thing with any opportunity if you're not prepared for the opportunity. So we want to put in place things that would prepare people for opportunity to take advantage of these opportunities. Yes, opportunities abound. And if I'm in as a Ward 7 candidate, I want to make sure that people have access to opportunities. And another thing, we want to be sure that in education that we have equitable funding, and in these low tax-based neighborhoods where these schools are. And in the Northeast Quadrant, the unemployment rate is 8.8%. The median income is $27,000 something, and these are the unemployment is the highest in Oklahoma City, in the Northeast Quadrant, and this is the lowest median income in Oklahoma City. And this is an indication that Northeast Quadrant is not progressing along with the rest of Oklahoma City. And we want to again, if everyone is progressing and prospering in the Northeast Quadrant, the schools also will prosper economically.
Well, thank you so very kindly. You've just heard, and give us your name again, please.
Will Osei Bandela. Now, Osei is my activist name. Will Bandela is my given name. So when you see that name, vote Will Osei Bandela.
Now, let's turn to another candidate. Let the people decide.
Good morning, Miss Luper. I brought you those beautiful flowers because, I'm pandering. I must admit, I'm out there trying to get your vote, but I also remember as a young man, you saying, "Don't bring me any flowers after I'm dead. Bring me flowers while I'm alive."
That's right.
And I also remember, and I want to thank you before I even get started, for being such a wonderful person in Oklahoma City history and Oklahoma City politics. I can remember when my dad took me to the sanitation strike with you, Miss Luper. I'm gonna test your memory a little bit. Do you remember what the mayor said at the time when one of the sanitation trucks hit one of the protesters?
Why do you expect me to remember that? You better go on and tell us about yourself and what you're going to do. Isn't that something? Somebody going to put me on the spot.
Oh, no.
I'm going to put you on the spot, too. Tell me what you're going to do.
Well, Miss Luper, put me on the spot, because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. My name is Leonardo Smith, and I want your vote and support to be the next city councilman for Ward 7. I have a proven track record of getting things done. I have a 5-point plan to build responsibility and new trust in Ward 7. This 5-point plan includes a focus on listening with respect to the citizens of Ward 7, bringing jobs and businesses to our ward, better education for our children and adults, because our adults need good paying jobs, finding wholesome activities for our young people, and putting home ownership within the reach of every hardworking family in our ward. I can do this through creative thinking. And I'll give you one example of one of the things that we did under my leadership. A good friend of mine, Emmett Jones from Spencer, and myself, when you guys remember when the governor bought up the houses on 23rd Street, there's a lot of us that didn't like that. Once I realized that there was absolutely nothing we could do about that, I said, let's figure out the best way we can make use of this. So we started with my lawnmowers. We started a lawn and maintenance company. Emmett and I got guys off the street that were usually standing on the corner, used them as contract labor, and we mowed the lots in the neighborhood. The Capitol View Lawn and Maintenance Service had three purposes. One, to beautify the neighborhood, provide low-cost lawn service to the residents, and also raise money for the neighborhood association. It did all three of those, and we got the contract to mow those lots where those houses had been torn down in 23rd Street. That same lawn and maintenance company was instrumental in helping to turn why I'm running. And, you know, I ask for your vote, I ask for your support, and I promise you, if you elect me your city councilman, you will be proud of me. Thank you. Remember, March 1st, Leonardo Smith wants your vote.
You've heard from two candidates, and now you will have the opportunity to question these candidates. The telephone number is 672-1220. Let me start by asking both of them the same question. What do you think you can do that our present councilwoman is not doing? Yes.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Will Osei Bandelli again. Currently, what we think is that our current city council person is not doing is letting us know. Now we need to know what actually goes on behind closed doors. She has to be at the table when discussions are being held concerning the interests of Ward 7. How did the Deep Deuce? How did we lose Deep Deuce? This was at on the current city council person watch. We lost Deep Deuce, and that is an important historical music, art, and business cultural area that was important to African Americans in Oklahoma City. And had that MAPS for MAPS project, that money, those taxes had been used, some of it at least for the development of Deep Deuce, to help develop Deep Deuce, at least encourage developers to develop that as a historical area, it wouldn't have been lost, I believe. And again, there are other things such as our quality of education in the schools. I know that's a school board issue. However, it also has to do with the funding of these schools and quality teachers in the schools. We have a problem with our kids having the 12th grade children testing at 8th grade level when compared to the white students, and that's not right. We got to do something about that. Again, we want to ensure that here on the northeast side we have symbols of our contribution to the city. And sure, we have streets named by named for some of our leaders. Clara Luper, for example.
That was not a city issue, sir. That was a state issue.
A state, yes. But again, we're talking about cultural development. We want to establish the Northeast 4th Street as a cultural and heritage business district, where we can have have both business and a symbol of our culture and heritage there on a historical business district that is important to us as a people in Oklahoma City.
All right, Mr. Smith, I want you to answer the same question.
I will answer the same question. First, I want to thank God. I also want to thank my family for helping me with this race, because it's been intense, and my family will be there no matter what. And I also have to say, you know, a statue of my mom will always be in my heart, but she'd be mad at me if I didn't say I want her statue to be up there at the state capitol. But to answer your question, Ms. Luper, my 5-point plan, the first thing on my 5-point plan is listen and treat the citizens with respect and dignity that they deserve.
Are you saying
there's nothing worse than going to a political official with an idea or a thought and having your dream stepped on, because rather than encouraging you and trying to sit and figure out a way to make it work, you're automatically told no.
Well, you're saying that your council person has not done that?
I am saying that my council person has not been as responsive as I would like her to be.
And you will be more responsive?
Absolutely.
How will you be able to make your promises a reality?
Well, I think I can make my promises a reality.
But how?
Because of my track record. I can get things done. I've gotten things done with the help of my neighbors and the people in my neighborhood that other people thought were impossible.
How do you work with other people?
I work well with other people.
How about you?
I work well with other people myself. And,
how will you make your promises a reality?
Well, definitely. What I would definitely do, I would depend on, first of all, me being at the table and me standing up for our interests. Whenever, even though the odds may be against me, I'm still stand up politically for those interests that affect the Northeast Quadrant at the City Council, and we're going to try to develop coalitions. For example, the Ward 7 is predominantly African American. We have different class divisions, you might say, and what we have to do, and we have business interests. We can develop coalitions with those different entities to focus on what's important for the development of Ward 7 and who can benefit from these coalitions.
All right, you have something to say.
Yeah, I wanted to add one other thing. I've been fortunate enough to be able to do a column in the Black Chronicle, and it's the importance of home ownership, because I feel like home ownership is so important to our neighborhoods because we need more stakeholders. When something belongs to you, you care more about it, you treat it better. So we need more home ownership. And so I've done that article in the past to encourage home ownership. Once elected to City Council, I've talked to Mr. Lindsay at the Chronicle. I've also talked to people at the Tribune, and I plan on doing an article on what's going on at City Hall, because our people need to know. And I think that's the best way to reach our people in the city paper. It might be a monthly publication, but I want to keep the people informed. And I plan on making it my business to go to every City Council meeting at least once a year, every neighborhood, and call them and say, I want to come and talk to you. And I don't feel like a town hall meeting where you write a question and send it in is sufficient.
Right.
I want to talk to the people.
All right, Mr. Smith, the questions are coming in. Now, what about the experiences that the councilwoman has? You want to throw all those experiences away?
Oh, absolutely not. I plan on working with the current councilwoman once she's out of office.
Okay.
And we'll get some of the programs done that are important to her and important to the people.
Okay, we have a call here. Hello.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter. The Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant will be held March 5th, 2005. So hurry and get your ticket. And pages, don't forget, we have practice every Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. sharp. Also, the NAACP Youth Council meetings are every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and I know I will see you all out in Radio Land there. Also, this is Black History Month, so students, read up on your history, study, study, study. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter.
Thank you, Coco. Today is a very important day because we are talking to people that will represent you at the city council level. I've invited Mrs. Willa Johnson, and she told me that she would be here, and I'm expecting her any minute. Yes, the questions continue to come in, and the people want to know, what are you going to do about crime on the northeast side of Oklahoma City? Either one of you.
Okay, my name is Will Osei Bandel again. Yes, crime is an issue in every community, and the statistics show that the really serious crimes are really not committed in the black community. It's committed in other communities, believe it or not. However, the crimes that are committed, we definitely want the police on guard, on duty, to make sure that the laws are obeyed and the crime does not occur, and that is their job. And we do support the police in that effort. And another thing is we beyond what the city can offer there. We definitely.
I'm not talking about we. I'm talking about you.
Okay, I will support any effort by any of the community-based organizations to provide training and education for the youth, to provide activities for the youth, to keep them busy and to keep them off the streets and to keep them thinking about their future and progress. in Ward 70.
Okay, what about you, Mr. Smith?
I want to preface that with something that I say to all of my residents and everybody that I come in contact with. Our police have such a difficult job. I think they do a good job for the most part, sometimes not so good, but for the most part they do a good job. They're out there trying to fight crime every day, and we say we want these drug houses shut down and such, but then once they arrest somebody, they arrest a drug dealer, a lot of us go, well, I didn't mean my nephew. Well, we've got to realize that, this drug is an epidemic and it affects all of our family, all of our families. But getting back to the issue, what would I do? I think if you read some of my literature, hopefully you've had an opportunity to read it. One of the things I want more activities for our young people.
Okay, I have a call here. Hello? Hello? Yes.
You need somebody to help with that crime too. The black can do something in the white, and the black will get 5 times more time than the white folks.
Okay, you have a question for one of my guests. Oh, he didn't have a question, he just had a comment. Well, what about the vacant properties in Ward 7? How can we fill the areas?
Okay, again, I do support affordable housing and also housing for the upper income to bring people back to the northeast quadrant. Now, again, let's get back to the question about the vacant areas in the city. In those areas, we want to encourage building of these affordable housing. It's occurring now as I look around the city, the inner city here. I see houses being built in the communities, and I understand Garden Day and even right here over here near Crescent Hills, I believe, and other communities east of on the west of Martin Luther King. I see houses all being built, new houses in these old neighborhoods, and that will. Then
you say the councilwoman's doing a good job.
Oh, hey, let me tell you this: I support and I build on anything that's good. We're not going to tear anything.
But you think you can do a better job?
Well, in other areas, and even in housing.
You think you can do a better job than Willa?
Well, yes.
Okay, what do you think?
Of course.
You know I can do a better job than Willa.
Now, I don't know that. Now, don't put that on me.
One of the things that we're currently doing, we've got to think of creative ways of thinking. Just think about that vacant lot that's in your community, that nothing is growing on it but weeds. The owner of that property every year is being taxed heavily because there's a such thing as a weed tax. So he's being taxed to mow it. There's a lien going against it. He can't get very much money for that property. Wouldn't it make sense for us as individuals and us as neighborhood associations to call up the owner, look for the owner of record and say, would you be willing to sell that property to the neighborhood association at a low cost or donate it to the neighborhood association? I know that sounds like an odd concept, but correct me if I'm wrong, the Bible says, ask and you shall receive. That has happened 3 times with our neighborhood association.
Okay, I have someone on the line. This is Clara Luper.
Yes, Clara Luper. I was calling about the education part, to keep the children out of trouble. I had a son who went to Douglas over there, and they didn't have enough books to bring home to study. They had to study at school and do their homework at school. If they could do their homework at home, that would occupy a lot of them's time.
Okay, well, what's the question you want to ask these candidates?
Now, I want to know what they're going to do about the education for the children. That's why it's so much crime, because the children do their homework at school. They don't have enough books to stay at home and study, and they don't have enough teachers in the class to keep them there.
Okay, then. What are you going to do about education?
Well,
hurry up and tell me.
That's an issue of equity funding and ensuring that we do have books in the schools. Now, the funds that come from the state through the school board should be adequate to buy the school books for the students. And if that's not the case, we have to investigate that and find out why not.
Now, don't put we on.
I will have to investigate that to find out why. I know that our state representative, Opio Ture, has been concerned about Douglas and the shortage of books in Douglas at one time or another. And they've been working on that problem. And but as far as them having books, we have to see where the funding
Not
is.
we.
I will have to see where the funding will come from to get more books in the schools.
Okay,
where the gang
your
members
time.
are in the school.
My time.
That's where the gang
One
members are in
thing,
the
I think
schools.
it's important, it's not a simple solution. There's no simple solution. But these are not your children, they're not their children, they're our children. And we all have to step up to the bat. This is including parents. Now, you know when your child is failing, and it's your business to make sure they do their homework. It's your business to make sure they're going to school. And it's the whole community's business. I remember when I was a little kid, if you were out in the middle of the day when you were supposed to be at school, a parent questioned you and said, why aren't you at school? The same thing needs to occur now. We need to start doing more of that. It's not a simple problem, but I think if we all work together, we can solve it.
Because this question comes from the Spencer area. What street improvements would you do in the Spencer area?
Well, anything that involves the Spencer area will have to be derived from the improvements done in the Oklahoma City area up to the Spencer area. Now,
But the Spencer area is in Ward 7.
Okay, now the Spencer actually the voters cannot vote for the city councilman in Spencer. That's a separate.
No, I said in the Spencer area.
You mean around Spencer area?
Yes.
Oh yes. Of course, in the Oklahoma City area, where there are voters for Ward 7, of course, the residents, the concerns of the residents of Ward 7 will be met, will be answered, and will be addressed. And concerning roads, potholes, rebuilding roads, we definitely, like I said, when our interests are at the table, we're going to speak up and make sure that that these interests get addressed from the city. Potholes, trash, lack of information, and that type of thing. We're gonna make sure that that the residents have that information, and that we have the resources to meet your needs as residents of Ward 7.
Okay, Mr. Smith.
This is Leonardo Smith, candidate for Ward 7. I want your vote. I'd appreciate your vote on March 1st. What I would do about the roads is I think the roads and the streets, we need to demand our share of goods and services. And once elected, I will drive through the areas of Ward 7. And it doesn't take rocket science to figure out what roads need repairing. All you need to do is ride across and see the potholes, and they will be addressed. I am going to be there to make sure we get our share of goods and services.
During the closing minutes of this broadcast, you will have the opportunity in 1 minute to tell people what you want people to do. All right, I'll start over here because I started over there first. Now I'll start over here. Mrs. Smith, what do you really want people to do, and how can they contact you?
They can contact me. My home phone number is 427-9446. My cell phone number is 204-4308. What I want the people to do is elect me, vote for me. I will make you proud. I will leave Northeast and Ward 7 much better than I found it. I think it's so important. The other thing I want you to do is to get engaged. Join your neighborhood association. Vote. This is our Ward 7. We all need to be a part of it. Remember, March 1st, Leonardo Smith, I want your vote. I want to be your city councilman.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Will Osei Bandelli. Will Bandelli, also known as Osei. Yes, I would like for the people in Ward 7 land to think of being proactive, be engaged, be involved. Things will not get done unless you back the candidate. Go down to the city hall and express your interests and your concerns, and I definitely will see to it that they are met. And I will also be visiting the different areas of the city to see what your issues are. And another thing, we want to probably set up what we call community councils around the city, where your interests can be addressed right there in your local area, and then we'll get to it. That's another issue thing that we need to look at. Again, my name is Will Osei Bandelli. My phone number you can reach me is at home at 521-9172. My cell phone is 323-4698. And there's one more thing I like to say.
You better hurry up and say it.
On February 19th from 11 to 2 p.m., 11 a.m. 2 p.m. I'm having an issues forum at the YWCA, and we like everybody to come out. This is a fundraiser, and it's $15. Come and have lunch and listen to the candidates and the grassroots leaders talk about. Listen to the candidate Osei Bandelli, me, and the grassroots leaders talk about issues.
I'll have to give him another chance. You
Thank
gotta
you.
have a minute.
I'd love for you to come out and vote for me. I feel so passionately about this campaign that I have not taken any special interest money, and I have put so much of my own money into this campaign. That doesn't mean I won't take your donations, so you're welcome to send them to Leonardo Smith for City Council, 844 Northeast 29th, 73105. But I'm that passionate about making change and having progress in Ward 7. Vote for me on March 1st. Thank you.
It takes a lot of money to run for city council person.
It doesn't really need to take a whole lot. No, we can find ways to cut costs. That's for sure.
It takes a lot of money to get a 12-year incumbent out of office.
Okay, this is the Clara Luper radio show, and the following program was paid for by friends of both of these candidates. I shall give you the opportunity to talk to all of the candidates, and then I want you to make up your mind exactly what you will do. This portion of our program is being brought to you by Miss Black Oklahoma. If you have a daughter, a granddaughter, or a friend, now Willa, come in here. 5 minutes to 10. Willa, I've been looking for you, and
you knew I was going to show up.
yeah, okay. You better show up, and you better talk quickly because I don't have 5 minutes left. I understand that you are running for candidate.
I am running to be re-elected, and I want to
Why should you be re-elected?
Because the best person for the job is doing the job.
Okay, tell me what you're doing. You have 5 minutes.
Well, we certainly provided a lot of housing in Northeast Oklahoma City. Some folks are saying that we're not putting housing in Northeast Oklahoma City. If they just ride down 4th Street and look at all those beautiful houses that are going down there by 4th and Bath and 4th and Nebraska, they will see the housing. If they will go to our parks, they will see that every community center has been renovated, and well enough that people are, in fact, using those community centers to have their family reunions and their class reunions in them. If they'll remember, about 8 years ago, there was a throng of thousands of people hanging out on 23rd Street, and there were multiple shootings and gang activities. They will know that that is no longer the case. If they will go over there and look at that wonderful Edwards Addition Park and see, they will see a wonderful lake going in. They will see a
Why a lake?
Because we need a lake in Northeast Oklahoma City. They got them all over the rest of the city. Why not have a lake in Northeast Oklahoma City?
Okay, well, go on, tell me what else.
And if they will look and also and check on our heritage, and this is the big thing for me, we have placed Edwards Addition, which is a community built by, for, and with African Americans as a result of the Veterans Readjustment Act. They will see that we have put the south end of that community on the National Register of Historic Places and have a sign out there to signify that. If they will ride down the street, they will know that we are now in the process of putting the rest of Edwards Addition on the National Register, and it will be there in perpetuity, which means that we will never get rid of Edwards Addition like we have so many of our other African American communities.
What will you do for what are you doing for the people in the Spencer area?
The people in the Spencer area have gotten transportation. If you remember, Mrs. Luper, 15 years ago, there was no way to get from Spencer area to Oklahoma City. I provided transportation for the people so they could get here. They said they wanted to work, but they couldn't get to a job. I provided transportation for them so they could get to a job.
Do you really think you can do a better job than the people that's running?
Well, nobody else has ever done anything like this. I am the one.
You're the one.
I am the one.
But what do you want the people to do?
I want the people to go out March the 1st and vote to re-elect Willa Johnson.
This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and Willa Johnson came and she answered some questions. We better talk about crime on the.
Let's talk about crime on Northeast.
Let's talk about it. What have you done about it?
Let me tell you what I've done about it.
Yes.
Because when I came in office, we had gangland in Northeast Oklahoma City. Let me tell you what we tried to apply for weed and seed money, which is crime prevention money that comes from the federal government. Do you know we couldn't get it in Northeast Oklahoma City because we didn't have enough crime? Didn't have enough crime to,
because you are saying that crime has been reduced because of your leadership.
Absolutely. Because when I came, it was there, and it's no longer at a rate where we can justify getting federal money to reduce crime.
You have just heard from Willa Johnson, your councilwoman. You have heard from 2 candidates, and I want you, the public, to examine all of these issues, and I want you to make the decision. I would thank those of you that have called in today, because today will soon become yesterday, and yesterday will become today, and today will become tomorrow. Calvin just died. I know he's got to sing happy birthday.
Oh, I've got to sing, but I'm so happy just to see 3 dedicated black people, 1 black woman, 2 black women, 2 candidates that want to do something to help our community. It makes my heart feel good, and I look forward to the best candidate, to the person winning that's going to do the most for our city.
Who's the best candidate?
Well, Johnson is the best candidate.
Smith, City Council, March 1st. I want your vote.
Okay.
Short time was here. Reverend Walker, I remember the time when you were there at Spring Lake Park, 1967. You were the first black security man there, and then, black folk couldn't even come to Spring Lake Park, but you were there, Reverend Walker. We appreciate it.
Okay,
I know you
Calvin,
celebrating
you
your
better
birthday. JR, you had a good time last night at your birthday party.
How about yours?
Oh, Mom, I'm getting to that.
How
Billy
about
Palmer, your birthday is today. I know
Dolly
you're going to have a
Hall.
great time. Dolly Hall coming up. And Linda Carbon over there, you get ready, girl, because
Okay,
this goes
hurry
out.
up, Calvin.
This
Sing
goes
like
out
you
to
can't
me
sing.
again, because I celebrated happily. And it's so good. I didn't think I never thought I'd get this old. But I am old.
I did, Calvin. I knew you'd get this old.
And I'm getting better. I'm so good now that I'm going to say happy birthday.
Sing it,
to
Calvin.
you.
Sing out of your heart.
Happy birthday, Reverend Walker. Happy birthday, J.R. Happy birthday, Brother Palmer. Happy birthday, Linda Carbon. But most of all, happy birthday, Calvin. More. Birthday to you. And may you,
Sing it,
may
Calvin.
you, have many, many more.
This is Clara Luper saying thank you. Remember, this is your last chance to sign up for Mr. Black Oklahoma. And one thing about it, we have proven what we can't do. And somebody told Calvin, one preacher said, Calvin, you can't sing. Calvin said, you can't preach. This is Clara Luper saying goodbye. I do love
March
you.
1st, I'm looking forward.
And we'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the Clara Luper Show. Join Sister Clara Luper here each and every Saturday from 9 until 10. And until next Saturday, may God bless you.
And the views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were not necessarily those of AM Radio 1220 KTLV.
Father, I need